Objection!
Oh, fuck. Oh, it's gonna come up here in a minute. Oh, I'm so excited. You're gonna be so unhappy.
Wait, isn't it on the back of that?
Yeah. It's a picture.
Let me examine this really quick. Pictures are on the back of the evidence list and magic marker. It's got a very bad feeling about this. Okay, do I present this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. If you think. I mean, she's saying it's lost.
You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right?
Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now whenever I close my eyes.
That's strange. I took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died, yet I never received any picture. Perhaps the witness is mistaken.
Okay, yeah, I do.
But I did draw it, I swear, I'm not just imagining it.
This picture Emmett drew, that reminds me. Guess I should check the evidence again.
Well, anyway, let's continue. This scene that imprinted an image on your mind, can you please describe it to us?
The man.
Objection! Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its existence? Thank you for helping me, by the way. I'm just going to be really rude for a minute.
Oh! Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture.
That may well be, but that doesn't mean it don't exist. Behold.
This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident.
Please turn it over, Your Honor.
Turn it over? Turn it... Oh! What's this? Yes, what is that?
Hey, that's it! That's the picture I drew!
Indeed, two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list?
Me?
Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here where they were torn apart from each other.
So you see, Edgy, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half the evidence in that case ever reached you.
What? What?
Nani?
Nani? Order! But Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor.
Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor...
Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head.
If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list.
Oh.
These apparently never turned around.
Yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It's possible. Let's see.
Wait, we were just looking at the back of it. It was blank.
Is something wrong?
Do you even have to ask, Udgy? Oh, he's violently shitting his pants.
Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing.
No. No. No, I quit. Where is it?
No, get back! No!
Okay. Fine.
You're so close!
That's that thing! That thing that was dancing in the evidence room! Clearly this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives.
I guess he was out of scrap paper.
Very well, witness!
I'm busy. Hold on. What could this be?
Oh, you're gonna fucking lose your shit. Oh, man.
It's Damon Gant jumping from his, like, elf perch. Turns out he himself is a being from beyond the stars.
He is the Blue Badger. He is the Blue Badger. He sees all your sins. He was witnessing that sin.
Will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago?
Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor.
What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture.
This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright all I could see were shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
To think a flash of lightning could burn such an image in your mind.
Well, I mean, that's how photography works. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw.
Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dark about to murder prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Emma's picture. Like I'm just like aggressively, hold it! Did you draw this picture right after the incident?
I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything.
During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye.
2 or 3 days later. The memory should still have been fresh in her mind.
Excuse me, witness. But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black?
So at the time you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue?
No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lightning was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor.
You were knocked to the floor?
Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lightnings flashed.
Sorry, I just get really distracted by his weird onion hair. Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt.
What happened after the lightning flashed?
You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place?
No, I am sorry.
The flash of lightning only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint.
No, I totally understand that, Edgy.
Do you really need to torture this little girl any further?
Oh my god, you put her on the stand! What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here!
Anyway, this picture.
Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw?
Of course, this is the exact scene.
Wasn't influenced in any way from your talks with the detectives?
Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright?
No, of course not. You better watch out or he might find some way to cut my salary.
I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me.
Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture?
Huh? That's strange. She claims it's exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind, and yet, there's clearly a contradiction here.
Have you spotted a contradiction?
He's gonna stab him from the front.
Was that the only thing that you see that's contradictory? Maybe you should go through your evidence. It's been a couple weeks.
Okay. He's not wearing a hat.
Yeah.
His hand is so big.
Yes.
He's got a square. Although I'm...
It was the screwdriver that did it.
Yeah. Left hand?
Isn't that interesting about how it, did you read on the knife, the murder weapon in this?
Yeah. The broken tip was found inside the victim's body.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't what was used to kill him, because it was loose inside of him. Because it's a bigger thing that stabbed him.
Well, I mean, she says this is exactly what she saw.
Okay. I need to ask an important question.
Uh-huh.
Is the end supposed to be square in this picture because of limitations of the original game? Or is it
No.
square because that's...
This is exactly what she says she saw.
So it's the contradiction is that the knife is square.
Could be.
Right. But what do I present against that?
There's only one way to find out.
Okay.
Oh, no. It wasn't that.
Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence.
It does? I don't see anything contradictory.
Ah, really?
Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright.
Hey! Ooh, that didn't go so well. Let me think. Okay.
Ow.
He's just stabbing from the front.
Your instinct was right, except it was for the wrong reason. It was a knife. It's not the issue that he was stabbed in the front. That's not the thing. It's the other part of this thing.
A knife tip was in the wound?
Yeah.
Okay, I did get it right.
That's dumb that the knife doesn't work for that.
Yeah. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture that the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction.
What? But I remember it just like it was yesterday.
Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us.
Oh, you can't see it, Judgy?
It's not my job. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report?
You just...
Oh man, DS was fucking losing it over how in the video you just like pointed and presented nothing. Like with utmost confidence.
There it is. The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken.
Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright.
But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too.
If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body.
It was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer.
I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma.
And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem?
It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken.
Oh! What's the meaning of this?
So he did stab him with the broken fucking...
Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand.
Sorry, I gotta counter-object to you, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. What probably happened is, Damon Gamp put it against the tip of his finger and just pushed it into the hole he freshly stabbed into the back of Neil Marshall.
That's right, but what does this mean? The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is that the witness's memory is mistaken.
Objection. That's why I asked you so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. And then you gave me shit for it. I believe you were annoyed at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly.
But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency.
Objection. Not so fast, Edgy. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence.
You're treading on thin ice, Wright.
All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility.
No. Order! Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted?
Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place on the day of the murder. Oh, I'm glad that the demon isn't there. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. Oh, After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, I got caught up in the music really bad. Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story there lies a lie.
I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife.
That's true. Then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon.
Exactly.
There must have been another broken knife.
There was.
What are the chances of there being two broken knives?
100%, because that's what happened. Another broken knife beside Joe Dark's. The only one that there is that one on the trophy. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained away by a simple observational error.
I mean, it could, but whatever.
Yeah, that's not convenient to the song.
Mr. Wright.
Or that's not convenient to the whatever. In that instant, Emma really did see a broken knife.
I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife. If so, please feel free to enlighten us.
The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this photograph. Here's the real murder weapon. The answer lies in the past, 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. This is a
picture of the award ceremony. Oh!
Yeah, that javelin was a real red herring. They made sure it was with like the outline and everything.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon.
Notice the award Prosecutor Marshall is holding.
That's a broken knife.
As we concluded earlier, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife that the witness saw was in all likelihood it was the knife from the Shield Trophy.
Order!
Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife is the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation.
But that can't be!
Oh, and why not, Edgy?
Because if the King of Prosecutors Award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed.
What do you mean?
I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall.
Oh.
But the prosecutor was the one who actually died!
Because he was murdered by Damon Gant, who had the knife. That's true. What's going on here? I have to not know because I'm the character.
It seems Mr. Wright is a bit too eager to jump to conclusions.
Good job, Emma.
Wait, I remember now. I remember everything.
Witness?
Her name is Emma.
Mr. Edgeworth.
What is it?
Could you show me your evidence list again, please?
His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back?
I knew it! This picture! I'm the one who drew it!
What?
You drew that?
That's right! The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture.